Sequences, that's a word for putting visual shots together to accomplish a specific purpose. Now, sometimes we see in news packages examples of what's called general videos, and these sometimes look like, just random other shots from the scene. Really, we can do a lot better in this area, particularly with a lot of the news packages that air on the evening news. And the key is to focus on what sequences can do for your story. Some common ways to use strings of shots put together into a sequence are to compress time or create suspense, change a location, introduce a new idea, introduce a new subject, or show a process. I'm going to show you 2 videos and we're going to break them down so you can see exactly what sequences can do for your stories.
What do you say when you take a picture?
We don't say anything.
Ah, okay.
So that is a sequence. In other words, a story without words. And this sequence obviously compresses 24 hours of time into 1:40. Yeah, that's why one of the most powerful reasons to put visual sequences together. Another thing that you saw here was changing of locations. Let me just scrub through the video and make some comments so you can see the meaning behind the shots and why they were put together the way they were. Now the music says China, okay? But it's not really clear maybe what where it's coming from. It doesn't sound like canned music. It doesn't sound like pre-recorded music. It sounds live. And the shots here are on top of a mountain where there's a giant Buddha statue, right? This is another part of Hong Kong from some of the other scenes. And the bridge between is Buddha looking and waving at a bird. So it comes from a neutral to another neutral. And that's the bridge from the mountaintop down to the harbor. It happens in just a split second, yeah? But that shot was super important to bridge those locations. We have a title card here saying the location of the city. And now we start to look at some other characters. We've had Buddha, and now we've got one of the famous characters from the Chinese opera. Glance, object, looks at some of the other actors on stage. Yes? They turn away. That's a shot that cannot be edited. Now he's like, now what's happening? Now I'm thinking there's something going on over here. And as he looks over there, you see tourists on the waterfront start to experience costume displays that are put just outside of the opera. Right? I didn't need a wide shot to show everything. I'm doing a lot of this through medium and close-up shots. You see this? I don't need to see this woman's feet to see what's going on. The details of that costume were what were important, and her reaction to being filmed there by her partner. The costume links color-wise to the theme we saw earlier. So there's a connection between those shots. There's lots of pink and purple and red if you look in a lot of these shots. The pink umbrella, woman with pink shirt, red stand behind. So color is used to link a lot of this shots and the sequences together. We see a boat moving in the background. The next shot picks up a close-up shot of a boat, ferry, right? Comes back to what's happening on the harbor. There's a couple. They're looking out. Maybe they're looking at the boat. Maybe they're looking at the play. The color again connects. She's wearing purple costume, red. Okay? Red. And now we're at a whole different location. Actually, we're back on the mountaintop, but we didn't show you that. We just showed other people enjoying a day, including a magician's act. So there's the action. Then there's the neutral shot, the reaction. A reaction shot, as you have seen in our work on sequences before with the 6-shot pattern, are super important because it gives us a cutaway. Now, in time with the music, I'll play this. Clapping turns to rotors turning, and the music changes tempo and becomes more chaotic. And the pictures change to match. Yep, that's a man. And so it just becomes a lot busier until it becomes quieter at the end of the night when the last worker cleans the lift, closes the door, and exits our movie. Fade to black, 24 hours in Hong Kong in 1 minute, 40 odd seconds. Actually 1 minute, 27 seconds. And I just put a little tag here, a little humorous tag at the end. Now, you don't normally do that in a video report, but this is more of a feature documentary. And really, when you want to find examples of really, really thematic use of the nonverbal narrative in making sequences, look to documentary film. None of these shots were posed. None of these actors were hired. None of these extras signed release forms. This is all cinematic shots that were found in the wild, naturally.